So, you want to get to know me, figure out how I tick, how I handle myself in the face of unimaginable adversity. Well, you've come to the right place. There's nobody that knows more about me than me. So I'm here to tell you a bit more about myself and, let me check. Yes. Being an FHP leader and how I can use those experiences to market myself. Alright. First, a bit about me. Let's see, what should we start with?
Strengths.
Alright, guess we're starting the strengths. Works for me. I would say that my 3 biggest strengths are good time management, working hard, and being dependable. Alright, moving on. Sorry, I gotta take this for a moment. Yeah? Alright, really? Alright, thanks, bye. Sorry, that was Emily. She said that I'll be legally kicked out of honors if I don't talk more about these. So I guess here we go. I try to make sure to write down everything that needs to get done in the near future in my planner. I find that it really helps to keep track of things and not get overwhelmed with difficult assignments and other obligations that I might have. I also try to plan in advance to get work done ahead of time and not wait until 11:30 the night an assignment's due to begin. That's really not fun. Because of this, I usually get everything done that I need to ahead of time and still have plenty of time for myself. When I'm assigned the task, I try to make sure and complete it with the best of my abilities. In class, I take diligent notes and make sure I ask questions so I know exactly how to do the task. If there are some extra portions that are not specifically required, I still usually end up doing those as well to get a little bit of extra practice in. I try to make sure to go above and beyond and make sure that I give the best work I can in every task that I do. Now, some people would say that I'm pretty dependable, most of those people being my high school senior class, and I believe it to be justified. I try to make sure that I help people whenever I get the chance. When I'm in a club or a group, I constantly volunteer to make sure work gets done, and in group projects, when all the members decide to dump their portion onto everyone else, I try to make sure we get a pretty decent project in. Overall, I enjoy helping people, and I'm glad when people can trust me to help them when they need it. Alrighty, that should be enough. Let's move on to...
Goals and ethics.
It's kind of hard to go over all my goals and ethical values in a 5-minute video. When am I, a writer for an episode of The Good Place? So instead, I'll give you a basic summary. For my goals, I hope to go into researching different ways to keep the environment in tip-top shape, or at least how to help slow down the effects of climate change before the Earth descends into a chaos of droughts, extreme weather disasters, massive flooding, ice caps melting, all that stuff. So I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen. As for my ethics, I have 2 main philosophies that motivate my decisions from day to day: honesty and kindness. For me, there's really not a whole lot more about it. When I make a decision from how to treat people for working in groups, I let these philosophies guide me. I'm honest with them, but in a kind way. Now, for the real subject of this presentation that everyone came here to see.
Being an FHP leader.
Man, being an FHP leader is tough. You gotta make over 30 lesson plans, bring in guest speakers, teach students various lessons, grade days dedicated to completing various requirements such as teaching students about globalization, diversity, helping the community, volunteering, going outside. It's a lot. It's a good thing that we can look back on past years and follow a predictable model that's been very similar for many years. It would really suck if something were to come along and make things a whole lot harder for everyone, staff, leaders, and students alike. So, yeah, COVID. That happened. Guess it's still happening, yeah? It's crazy to think that this semester alone has changed nearly everything. The one semester that we were responsible for teaching students how to be great and how amazing Iowa State is. Because of this sudden change, there was a lot of things that we as leaders had to do differently than in the years before. The first is being super flexible. Basically, we had to start fresh with no idea of how things would be different from previous semesters. We had to be able to improvise, adapt, and overcome the new regulations that we had to meet. We also had to think creatively about how to do the components that were still required. Especially towards the beginning of the semester, it was hard, if not impossible, to get guests into the room and give their presentations. So we had to find other ways for students to get those requirements instead. The next is creating fun activities that the students want to show up for. Since attendance is no longer mandatory, we had to make sure we had activities that people wanted to participate in. This required creative problem solving and teamwork to craft wonderful lesson plans that were both entertaining as well as fulfilling the requirements necessary. So to sum up everything nicely, being an FHP leader has been an opportunity to learn and to lead in a less than fortunate circumstance. I have learned how to be flexible with my plans, how to solve creative problems with unusual constraints, and how to continue working in the face of adversity. Overall, I think it was a really positive experience that I gained, and I feel that it would help me a lot in my future. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk!